We don't have money. Where did the money go? The money went the following. We have tripled debt. Because we have tripled debt, but the debt we have borrowed is also more expensive than what we were borrowing before. So the debt service is more than triple. So if you look at the financial year just ended, revenue was 1.45 trillion, okay, tax revenue, about 1.45 trillion. Now, what do you have to spend this on? The first claim on that money is interest on debt. It's about 400 billion. Then you have other consolidated fund services, what we call non-discretionary things, pensions, all sorts of things, 100 billion. That's 500, okay? Then you have national government salaries, 450. So you are 950. Now you are left with 450 about, and you have two things you haven't done. You haven't transferred to the counties, and they're asking for 350 billion, and you haven't done national government O&M, which in their budget is 500 billion. So you need 850, and you only have 450. So, yes, but where is the money, where did the money go? When this government came, interest on foreign debt the year before was 16 billion. Interest on foreign debt now is approaching 200 billion. Okay? So, debt service has crowded out service delivery. Yeah. And that problem has been posed squarely by the national government trying to do mega infrastructure projects so as to compete with the counties in terms of legitimizing itself in whatever. If you recall, I tried to really wave this flag, but people were cheering. I told them, we don't need this railway. They said, no, you are anti-development. These mega projects we're doing, I said, this debt is going to crowd out. The other thing which has happened is that not only has the debt crowded out revenue, it has reduced the revenue base. Because the government has borrowed both domestically and foreign. Domestically, it crowded out the private sector. So private investment has collapsed. So the tax-paying economy is not growing. So that if you look at that revenue I'm talking about, the revenue to GDP ratio, how much you're getting out of the economy, has fallen from 18% when this government came to power. It is now 14%. Okay? So it's the lowest it's been since Moi. Now, that decline in revenue share is because the productive economy is not growing. What is growing is public spending. And we are calling that economic growth, which is wrong. So, but if you ask, if we were still collecting 18% of GDP, how much revenue would we have? We would have at least 1.7 trillion. So, the economic damage that crowding out the private sector has done is worth at least 300 billion in revenue to the government. Obviously, if we had 300 billion more, we would not be having this fight, the fight over a small amount. So it is true. But the reason why we are in a revenue crisis is because we are in debt distress. But people don't want to make that connection because of their political alignment. Because the people who are trying to divert attention from debt distress are pro-Jubilee people, and especially pro the president, because he is the one who's the face of the debt, of the borrowing, of building a railway we don't need. These are his legacy projects. So people do not want to point to Uhuru's legacy projects as the cause of the crisis. And I think because he knows it, that's why he keeps throwing these tantrums and saying that we have no money. He does, but they don't want to ask you, where did the money go?